O Flash Camp Brasil é realizado por Adobe e Action Creations. Patrocínio Platinum, BlackBerry Playbook. Patrocínio Prata, Velo Telecom. Patrocínio Bronze, Wacom, Influxes, Chambi, Reacycle, The Click. Apoio, Jornada Adobe, Tango, Alternativa Platform, O'Reilly, Abra Web, Rádio Jovem Pan, Faculdade Maurício de Nassau, Marca Viva TV, linda.com.
Guillermo Doring, da RIM lá do Canadá, que vai palestrar junto com o Julian Dose, também lá do Canadá. Então, com vocês, lá da América do Norte, pessoal da RIM, Guillermo Doring.
Thanks, everyone. First and foremost, thank you, Damien, for having us here. We're really excited to be here, super happy. It's been a great weekend for everything, for us personally. I'm sure Damien's had a blast here, too, so we're really excited to be here. We wanted to start off by saying thank you to Damien, to everyone that's been doing the organization, everyone doing all the grunt work, and it's been great. They've had an awesome organization, so I think a round of applause for all of them is due. So, we also wanted to thank you guys for being here, for all the excitement, for all the questions. Wherever we go, we get stopped by people and get asked questions, and we've been really happy to answer all your questions. So, once again, thank you guys, obrigado, for being here. Once again, my name is Guillermo Doring. I'm team lead for developer relations in Latin America. So all you developers that are interested on creating apps for Playbook or for the BlackBerry smartphones, walk up to me. I'm here to hear your ideas. And most of all, we're going to show you some cool apps for the Playbook right now. But I want you to show me your apps. So we've got a contest out there. There's Playbooks on the line. So show me your apps, man. You got 6 weeks to develop them. You got until tomorrow to pitch your idea. Show me your apps. We have a bunch of SDKs that you can develop on. We've got WebWorks for all you web developers. We've got an Air SDK. In the near future, we're going to have an NDK for all those of you guys that do like C++ and C development. But Julian's gonna kick it off today by talking about Air and showing you some really cool stuff on the platform. So I'm going to kick it off to Julian and let him introduce himself, and I'll talk to you back in a minute.
All right. How's everybody doing? Yeah? Excited for the last session? Full of knowledge? Everybody's really tired? Ready to go home and start creating apps? And everybody's pretty inspired after Grant's talk, I'm sure, right? All right, so I want to talk a little bit about the device and show you guys some of the features, show you guys a little bit some of the apps that other people have been making, and talk about some things that you guys can do to incorporate into your applications. I feel like kind of a rock star with this mic stand.
You get to break it at the end.
So the first thing you'll do, I hope that a lot of you or most of you have had a chance to, hold the device, interact with it, get a good feel for how it works. But in case you haven't, I want to take you through some of the key features of the device. So when you first pick it up, you'll notice one thing right away, that it doesn't have very many hard buttons on the device at all. So you'll see on some other devices that they have a back button or a home button that helps you navigate the device and interact with the device. Our device has very little hard buttons. We've got a power button to turn the device on and off, some volume buttons and a play pause toggle button. So what we do instead to help you users navigate the device is we have a border around the screen, this black border that is all touch enabled. So you can perform gestures on this border in order to navigate around the device. So I'm going to show you guys some of those now. So I'm going to just launch the picture application. And you can see here I've got some pictures from different albums, some pictures that I took while I was here on the beach.
Julian's been
nice
having
weather.
a really hard time in Brazil.
Yes, really hard. So you can see here, that was lunch a couple days ago. So you can see that our applications take up the entire screen. So we don't leave any room for a status bar to show you, the time or your Wi-Fi connection or anything like that. We feel it's really important to leave as much real estate as possible for an application. And our screen resolution is 1024 by 600 in landscape mode. So you can design your apps based on that. And the reason why maybe some other platforms or other devices give developers an application the option to show this status bar is that you often have to exit the application in order to see that information. For us, we've come up with a really great way to allow you to one, show that status information really easily, but as well as minimize your application and continue navigating with the device. The first one I want to show you is just how to quickly take a look at that status. So let's say I'm in an application and I want to quickly check out the time. I can put my finger or either thumb on the top of on the corner of the device and swipe on the bezel, and I can bring down the time. And it'll show all my statuses from Wi-Fi connection, battery, all that kind of stuff. And I can let go and it'll stay there. And I can click and it'll go away. I can also just quickly peek and then let go and it'll go up. So that's one way we allow users to see the status bar really, really easily, really quickly. Now, if you wanted to get out of the application and minimize the application to go to, let's say, a different app or somewhere else on the device, you take your finger on the bottom bezel and slide upwards. So as you slide up, the application minimizes and reveals the home screen. So you can navigate through the rest of the device, scrolling through all your applications, having a look at them, finding the next app that you want to interact with. And so I can, go to my music app. So if I want to pick a soundtrack for my slideshow that I'm doing, and I'll pick Paradise Cove because we're looking at pretty much paradise, as far as I'm concerned anyways. So we can play our music. I'm going to put the volume down. And I know that the music application was launched to the right of the photo app. So I know that, in my direction, that the photo app is somewhere over here on the device. So I can just take my thumb as I'm holding it pretty naturally. I can just swipe on the left bezel and toggle to my photo application. So I can continue navigating here. You can still, the music's still playing in the background. You can hear it. Oh, connection's not very good. But you can, maybe I decide that I don't want to listen to the music anymore. I can simply use the right bezel and swipe back and go back to my app and turn it off. So that talks about the left bezel, the bottom bezel, and the right bezel. And those gestures are all system level gestures. So what that means is that your application doesn't interact with those. The system tells, those gestures are recognized by the system and by the device, and they allow you to perform actions and interact with the device. Now the top bezel is restricted for applications. So you can react to that gesture in all of your applications. So if I swipe down on the top, we can reveal some more UI. And we use this top gesture for a couple different things. One being parent navigation. So in all of our media applications, things like pictures and media, or music and videos, we'll always show the parent navigation up in the status bar. So I'm looking at a picture and I see up at the top all the different pictures in my album, and I can quickly jump in between them. If I exit out of here, to the album view, so I'm just looking at all my pictures in this album. I swipe down, I can see all the different albums that I have on my device, and I can jump to a new one and quickly go through them. One thing that you want to do, so you can use this and listen for this event. There's an event in the SDK that allows you to intercept this event in this gesture and show settings in your application. One thing to note that you may want to do, all of our applications do this, is that the top swipe should be a toggle. So if the user swipes down on the top bezel in order to reveal it, if it's still open and they do another swipe, it should close. So it just, one little thing, like a little piece of a detail that you probably want to incorporate into your application so that it's consistent with all of our applications and the rest of the applications on the device. Now, another application that does this really well and uses it is the camera. So it's pretty dark, but there's all of you guys there. And I can swipe down on the top and I can show different settings. So we use it also for settings. So things like scene mode, and I can toggle in between 4:3 picture ratio or 16:9. I have a few other options there. You can also toggle to the front-facing camera, and you can see me, but you are way better looking than I am, so I'm going to switch to you guys. The back camera is 5 megapixels, and the front camera is 3 megapixels. And they're both capable of recording 1080p video, which is also really great. And so I'm just going to take a picture of you guys. There we go. And so if I wanted to, I could swipe down again and click on pictures, jump back to camera, and there we are. So we talked about 1080p recording, and I want to show you guys the ability to play that back. So if we could record 1080p video, we better be able to play it back as well. Looks pretty good, right? So that's 1080p video playing, no stutter, plays back seamlessly. The audio is also, could come out of the HDMI port. So we've got this connected to the HDMI port right now. And there's a micro HDMI connection on the bottom of the device. So you can take this and hook it up to your TV. It'll go into 1080p mode. You can go into a mirror mode. So this is what we're doing right now. I'm seeing exactly what the screen is seeing. But you can also use other APIs to go into presenter mode. So let's say you had, in the photo application, or the video application even, I could just put the video up on the external monitor and have the controls on the screen, so I'm showing different content. So this could be really good for a presentation if you have notes or something that you want to have on the device at all times, and then you show what you want everybody else to see on the screen. Also, if you look at this on the actual device, you can see it's really, really crystal clear, and the audio is really great. We have stereo speakers, one on each side on the device. Okay, so that's videos. I'm going to start closing some of these apps. So another gesture, actually, you can press to close the applications when they're up here, and you can scroll through them while they're up there. You can click on the little X at the bottom, or you can actually swipe up on top of it and it'll go away. So I'm going to show quickly the weather application and showing the current weather here. And tomorrow doesn't look so great. Supposed to be on the beach tomorrow. But the important thing to note is that it's 31 degrees Celsius. Now, to show you why I'm so excited to be here, I'm going to bring up the weather from back home.
And raining, so not
And
too
raining.
bad, right?
So everybody back home, sorry. Somebody has to be here, right? So one of the other applications that comes bundled with the device that I want to show you guys is the browser. So we have a lot of really great content in the browser. You can do HTML5, you know, all the great stuff that you can do there. We've worked really, really hard to make it one of the best mobile browsers out there. And I wanted to relive a moment with you guys that was potentially very tragic to me. I'm Italian, and 1994 wasn't a good year. And so I just wanted to show you guys the capabilities of Flash Player 10.1 inside the browser.
Simply has to score himself, and Brazil win the World Cup. So the pendulum has swung wildly against Italy now. Roberto Baggio, the saviour of Italy throughout this tournament. He's missed it, and Brazil win the World Cup.
Unreal.
And that's how you take a penalty shot, ladies and gentlemen.
So in his defense, nobody with hair like this should be allowed on the soccer field. This is the most ridiculous hair I have ever seen on a human being, man or woman. It's unbelievable.
He's making up excuses. He's blaming the hair.
Yeah. He deserved to miss. So this is YouTube. This is actually the desktop YouTube version of their website, still running in the browser. It's the same desktop Flash player that they use in the browser. And it's full screen, Flash content. And so to get out of the full screen on the desktop, you would hit the escape key on the keyboard. For us, you simply just swipe down on the top and you get back into your content. So that's just to show you some of the hard work that we've been doing with Adobe, and we've been working with Arno's team quite a bit to get the Air runtime working really, really well and performing really well, as well as Flash Player 10.1. And we'll be updating the player and the runtime as new versions become available. So now I want to show you guys a few of the applications that other people have been building. So we launched the SDK back in October at Adobe Max in LA, and we've received incredible response from the community, and we're really, really happy to be a part of this community. It's one of the most vocal communities, passionate communities. I think in the 4 months that the developer support forum on BlackBerry.com has been up, it has more posts than any other of the forum categories that have been up there for years. So it's really, really great to see the feedback. We know we still have lots of work to do, and we're listening to everybody. So if you have suggestions and things that you would like to see, please let us know, and we'll make sure that we're listening and taking the necessary steps to make this developing apps a better experience for you. So I'm going to launch this one game, Crossfire, and so you might. It's a little stretched. Hang on, let me fix that.
So basically, it's a portrait application, and it doesn't make sense for that application in particular to turn. So in the OS, you can change how it's going to render, and now it's stopped being stretched.
Yeah. So I just quickly changed the HDMI out to not being stretched. So I've got the game up here, and I'm just going to continue on this game that I've already started. And it's a fairly simple game, but it's really, really well done. You simply drag these guys along and try and connect 3 or more squares. You can get bonus points and all kinds of good stuff. This application is available in App World today, and you can download it. I actually downloaded it the other day. And it's a really, really great use of the technology and use of the the device. All touch enabled. As well, like Guillermo said, it's portrait. So you can specify your applications to be in landscape only or portrait only, or you can have it rotate. So there's all kinds of APIs that you can use to enable your application to listen for rotation and relay out and support both orientations. Close that, get back to orientation. And so one of the other apps I'm going to show is by Miko from Jam3. It's a digital agency in Toronto. And this is a Twitter application. And I really, really like using it because I find it really hard when monitoring Twitter to follow conversations. And this application really helps you follow conversations. So you're always trying to scroll in between different people and their tweets and try to put a conversation together. This app allows you to do that really, really easily. So you can see here I have my main timeline here, and I can scroll through all my different tweets. I got quite a few here. But on the right side, I have some of the users that I follow. And so this isn't all of the users that I follow, because I have quite a bit more than this. But it's the ones that have recently tweeted. So the application actually checks to see how often these people, or how frequent, or when the last time they tweeted was, and puts them closer to the top. So I can check out, if I wanted to, all the people that I tweet that are currently here at the conference. So I could select myself. Oops, select myself. I can select Grande Leche there, Grant, and Fluxus, Flashcamp Brasil. And now I get just those tweets from those people in my feed.
As we can see, Grant's been busy.
Yes. Give it up for Grant in the live streaming, right? No? Nobody likes the live stream? All right. So, and obviously you can tweet. This is the system keyboard.
Yes.
And so you should see the tweet go up. I don't know if it'll show up here or not, but all right. So it's a really, really great application. I use it quite a bit, actually. I've been working with Miko and testing it for him on the device every so often, and it's a great little application. So those are some of the apps in App World, and as an example of some of the things that that you could do. I quickly want to show you some of the tools and features of the Air platform that you can take advantage of, and talk about some of the features. So the first one, I don't know if you saw it, it was pretty quick, but when this application loads, it's going to have a splash screen comes up. And this one specifically is strictly black with the BlackBerry logo in the middle. But if you look at some of the other ones, like let's say weather, it was blue. And it's kind of the background for that application. So you can, in the SDK, you can specify a custom splash screen for your application so that it can give the appearance that your application is actually loading faster than it is. It also provides a nice seamless transition into your application. So the couple of things that I wanted to show here were multi-touch. I'm going to take this out because I don't need it anymore. All right. So we support a maximum of 4 touch points in Air, and so you can see as I put 4 fingers on the screen, I can draw really easily. And so this uses the standard Air APIs that Adobe provides. So it's the touch event and the multi-touch classes that you want to look at. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the gestures. So here are all of the gestures that we support. So we have pinch and zoom, swipe, pan, rotate, press and tap, and 2-finger tap. And I'm going to kind of show you a few of those. So pan, so if you want to use the pan gesture, it's 2 fingers on the object, and you can kind of move it around the screen pretty easily. Rotate is obviously just simply rotating with 2 fingers. And we'll show zoom, which shows the pinch and zoom. So this is all done in Air. So these are really simple to implement, just a few lines of code. Something else that is in our SDK is we've developed a number of components. And so all the components that you would expect in a framework, we have several different types of buttons, we've got toggles, all kinds of different things down here. We've got different types of lists, so you can see it scrolls really, really fast. And this is all being done on the CPU currently, so lots of improvements to be had on the GPU as well. So different types of lists. What else have we got in here? We've got these little pickers that you can use. Open them up and change values. So there's lots of really great stuff in the SDK in order for you to get your apps up and running and start developing apps really, really quickly. So if you haven't downloaded it today, I hope you can you go and download it. We're at version 9.4 currently right now, and we'll be going to release another version before the launch of the product, which is in 10 days or so, I think. 10 days exactly, actually, in North America. So look for another version of the SDK, which will have updated tooling support and updated components and lots of bug fixes and all that kind of good stuff. So with that, I think I'll hand it over to Guillermo. He's going to show you a couple other things that the device can do.
There we go. We partnered with EA and to develop this game, and a lot of you probably seen it before, and it's Need for Speed. It's like you can see, it's all rendered in 3D. It's really a neat game where you're using the accelerometer and a bunch of different gestures I can show you in a bit. So basically, if you want to turn the car, you move the device and it'll use the accelerometer to do that. But you can also do different things like swipe on the screen to use turbo and smoke some fools. And then you can do different things like tapping on the screen to brake. Why you would do that, I have no idea. And stuff like that, but it's like really intuitive. There's no buttons, there's nothing you need to press. It's all interacting with the physical device, which makes it way more intuitive. And I'm badass at this while talking. Oh, there, I screwed up. But it's not only a good app that's well built, it's also because of what's running behind it. So I can minimize this, and I can swipe over to my video, for example, and I could just show you the same video that Julian was showing you a little while ago, which is 1080p. If I can pause it, it'd be good. So we're going to be seeing this video, and everything's super cool and nice, and it's not choppy or whatever. But the cool thing is my game's still running in the background. So it's the OS is the ones that are doing all this stuff. At the same time, I could like have the camera on. It's too dark for it, but oh, there we go. That's me. So best case scenario, I could watch myself while I play this. So it's I mean, why wouldn't I want to watch myself play? But like, and you can see if I tilt the device, both applications tilt. So it's using all the multitasking that is embedded in the OS for all these apps, and it's not like the people that wrote these apps talk to each other, so they would work together, just built in. So it's something to keep your mind on, and how people are going to be using these devices in a different way than other devices, and all the capabilities they have with them. We're super excited about this device. We wish we could just like have all you guys just touch it and have it in your hands and start going nuts with it today, but it's going to be very, very soon. So like I said, I want to see what you guys can come up with, and all the really cool apps that are going to come from Brazil. And we want to kick it off right now to Q&A. We want to hear from you guys more than anything, so they're going to be passing a mic around. Neither Julian or I bite, so shoot your questions, and we'll be happy to, we'll be happy to answer. And if we can get translator headphones, because neither of us speak Portuguese to understand what you're asking. Sorry, they're about to kill me. I need to mention we have an alliance program. It's a tiered program where you can be part of an alliance with RIM. There's many benefits to it. You can start off at a basic level where you get access to our forums and all of this. And as you progress through this program, you have access to more and more devices and more capabilities. So our top tier developers today already have their playbooks in their hands and already developing applications in region. People in Brazil already have their playbooks and they're working on their applications really hard. So it's a way to start working with us and to take your relationship with RIM one step further. So Angel Aldana is the manager for this program in Brazil. So if he stands up so you can all see him. So Angel's wearing a BlackBerry shirt. Just if you're interested, you can go harass him and ask him all the questions. It's a really compelling program. Or you can find all the information for this program online at blackberryalliances.com. And I guess we can go to Q&A now.
Before we open for questions, I would like to thank the presence of RIM's presence here. This event will not be 1/3 of what it was if it were not for RIM. A round of applause for the RIM people. And I'm certain that it is not because they are sponsoring, but really because they have a product which is very good, which all Flash developers and designers are excited that embrace this product. That is a work of many people of the Flash community here, people who worked with the Flash and now have given their life for this product. Let's support and the questions.
Hi. A couple comment and a question. First, the comment is that the OS looks incredibly beautiful. So kudos to whomever did that work. It's just very sexy. Much sexier than the iOS.
And that's part of what we were aiming for. Like, BlackBerry lost that sexiness quite a while ago, and we're back with a passion for it, and we're kicking asses and taking names.
That's great. I'll meet you outside after this for the payment.
Yes. You shouldn't have read that part.
So the question is, why the decision to go 1024 by 600 as opposed to 1024 by 768?
I'm not entirely sure of the answer to that specifically. I think it had a lot to do with the size of the device that we wanted to develop. We really think that the 7-inch tablet is a really great size for a tablet. We think it's the perfect size. I personally think actually, other tablets they're a little heavy. They're not, as portable as, we would like them to be. And I think, our tablet really reinforces that. So I think it just had to do with the screen size and all that kind of stuff and the aspect ratio that we wanted to go with, and it just made sense.
Would it be possible? Would it be possible to test the transmission here live? Can we open it and make a simulation now to open the flash cam and to exhibit the live transmission now? Is it possible, Julian, to do?
You want to put the live transmission on the device and play it? Well, we can try.
We can try that.
Grant, what version of Flash Player do we need?
If this doesn't work, it's all that gentleman's fault.
Grant, what's the URL?
While Julian does this, I can always take another question. Over there. Ooh, wait.
It's ready.
A conexão, além do
Besides
conexão
the connection, besides, is it possible to accomplish the connection through 3G?
Yes, definitely. There's going to be 3G devices, 4G devices, not just Wi-Fi. And we had it for a second. So it was kind of crazy, right? It's us watching us watching us. I don't know if you've noticed, but Wi-Fi is not the best here. I don't know who's talking. Raise your hand. There we go.
Can we develop something with dual mode screen, as a different screen on TV and different screen on tab?
Yes, we can. You can.
He's got me on a leash.
So we do have APIs in the SDK that will allow you to, when the device goes into presenter mode, so the user has an option to either leave it in mirror mode, like it is now, or go into presenter mode. And our APIs allow you to put another window on the TV screen, or on the whatever screen that you have connected to your device. So you can have different content there and different content on the device. So our applications, the video application and the picture application, both do that. They put the picture up on the LCD and then have controls taking up the entire screen on the device.
Okay. Can we do this with Air?
Yes.
That's it?
Some time ago, I saw on internet something telling us that the Playbook would make a UVIC virtual machine Android similar to Android. Is that correct? Is that true? And also, how is the distribution of applications going to be for this device?
Yeah, it's true. We're going to have an application player for Android 2.3 Java applications. It's going to be coming this summer. We're also going to have an application player for Java applications developed for the smartphones. So basically what we're trying to do is have as many developers come to our platform, and we're trying to meet you guys in your ground, right? So if you're an Air developer, we want you to develop in Air and showcase those awesome skills you've been working on all these years, and it's the same thing with Android. So the main idea here is you don't have to rebuild your whole app. You just need to recompile it and sign it, and it'll work, in most cases, just work on the Playbook. So it's a great opportunity too there.
There's also a second part to that question, which was talking about distribution for AppWorld. So if you want to talk a little bit.
Yeah, it'll all be one single store, which is AppWorld, which is our store. You'll have to publish your application in our store, and you'll have to download it from there. So the Google's App Store won't be available, but Android applications can be made available through our App Store, which is AppWorld. Get a mic for the man.
I was wondering what kind of video formats does the Playbook support, and if that support is expandable, if in the future some new codec is released, if we would be able to play like MKV, H.264, and so on.
and what kind of codecs are available, and if that availability is expandable?
Yeah, definitely. Like from at launch, you're going to be able to play the major codecs, H.264 and all that stuff, even some like Microsoft codecs and all that. And we're going to try and keep adding codecs to that where it makes sense, where the volume is, where we see the industry's going, and we're going to be expanding our lineup of codecs.
The other thing too, I just want to mention about codecs, which is really interesting. So on the device, we actually support additional codecs like WMV and DivX that Air actually doesn't support. And so in your Air applications, you will actually be able to play those codecs even though Air doesn't support them. So we have APIs that will allow you to play a DivX video or a WMV video. So we've really opened up the doors for Air developers to use these APIs and use everything that's possible on the device and not just restrict to what the Air runtime supports.
No Flash,
We still got time for some questions.
no Flash 5 já tem o SDK no BlackBerry?
Do you mean like Flash CS5?
Yes.
So we currently do not have a plugin for Flash Pro, any of the versions. Currently our tooling is we have command line tools, but then we also have a plugin that will go into Flash Builder 4.0.1 and then 4.5 when the new product releases. But we are actively working on Flash CS plugins, and so we hope to have that shortly.
Thanks.
Hello. What's the battery duration and how much it will cost when released?
Well, battery duration really depends on what you're using it. But doing crazy stuff like playing video games at the same time as playing 1080p videos while showing my silly face, I used up like 25% of the battery in an hour and a half. So going like full throttle, it probably should last like 6 hours, which is a full day of real work. And if you're doing like more normal stuff, it should be like right around 10 hours. It's going to cost, there's going to be 3 versions. There's going to be a 16 gig version that's going to cost $499 in the United States, a 32 gig version that's going to cost $599 in the United States, and a 64 gig version that's going to cost $699 once again in the United States.
Any more questions? No? All right, everyone, thanks again for having us. We're really, really happy to be here.
Frankly, that wasn't loud enough, so we have 8 smartphones and a playbook that we're going to raffle, but we're not going to raffle it unless, like Arnaud said, you make me feel like you're really excited about it, so bring down the house. That's better. Thank you.